Hey, looking to speak to the Tigman. This is Ricky Steamboat.
There he is. Ricky, the Dragon Steamboat, is with us. How are you, Ricky?
Pretty good today down here in sunny Florida with about 70 degrees worth of weather.
Well, you're not in Honolulu, Hawaii these days.
No, and I haven't been there for a while.
I know it. I got to ask you, Ricky, I didn't realize you were born here in the Hudson Valley, West Point.
That is correct. Yeah, I was right there at West Point. My dad was stationed there during the service, and I came along there in 1953.
That is wild. Mid-Hudson Civic Center, Poughkeepsie. A lot of memories in that building. Back in the day, the World Wrestling Federation used to do all the tapings there.
Yes.
Did you, in fact, debut at the Civic Center in the World Wrestling Federation at the time?
Yes. I always enjoyed doing television there. At that time, of course, everybody was used to doing TV with a production level as such.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't too far after that to where Vince McMahon decided to really step up the game, and we were holding production in all the major cities around the country in huge coliseums. A
lot of memories, Ricky, growing up. You were definitely a favorite of mine. I loved the feud with Don Morocco. That was
Don Morocco and Mr. Fuji.
I tell you, that was some feud. I remember being a kid. That was one of the earliest things I remember catching on TV, being a kid, and seeing Don Morocco hanging you over the rope, and I was disturbed. I was worried for your well-being. I was hoping you were going to be okay, and I followed you on with that feud with Don Morocco and Mr. Fuji. Those were the days, weren't they?
Yeah, he used my karate black belt, wrapped it around, and I'm glad I got a hand in there.
Yeah,
and I don't think my feet were able to touch the floor.
No, it was really scary. I remember watching as a child at the time and just being like, I hope he's going to be okay. And thankfully you were. And one of my favorite matches, WrestleMania 3, of course, you hear it all the time, when you defeated Randy Savage for the Intercontinental title.
Yeah, that certainly makes the top of my list also. I've had some really great matches with Ric Flair.
Sure.
But, that build-up with Randy coming off the top rope with the announcer's bell, and then for about 3 months, me going through speech therapy and a rehab. And the big question was, the Dragon ever going to be able to make it back? And then, of course, making my first big debut and splash at WrestleMania 3. And the two of us understanding that the numbers, the buy rate for the pay-per-view, and also the 93,000 people there at the Silverdome in Detroit. We understood that Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant were responsible for that. We were the second main event right before them. But knowing that there was a golden opportunity here to steal the show, so we put together something that was completely different. Wrestling fans or even wrestlers never saw anything like that. We had 22 false finishes in a match that went just shy of 17 minutes.
Amazing match.
And afterwards, I thought we had a good match, and we accomplished what we set up, but never realizing that even to this day, I get a friendly mention about that match everywhere I go. When I finally got the 1, 2, 3 on Savage, there was probably a 1 or 2 second moment there of people wondering, it was, did Ricky win it? Then all of a sudden, 93,000 just burst out into a tremendous roar. It was deafening.
You were never going to see a moment like that, Ricky, ever again in the wrestling business, correct?
Yeah. Well, we've had some outdoor shows and some, stuff overseas.
Yeah.
Do 70, 80,000 people. I don't know if we'll ever do 93,000 people again. I don't know if you heard, but about 4 years ago, I had a little bout in the ring. We did a Raw live event, and I got bounced around and ended up in the hospital in Tampa. And they came out. Well, I ended up getting a brain bleed and was in intensive care for almost a month. And so right now, I still work for the WWE, but I cannot participate in anything that would traumatize my head, such as getting in the ring and doing stuff.
I'm sure you're always itching to get back in there.
That was the fun time in the ring. And that was my time, and the guy that I looked across the ring at, my opponent, That was our time, and nobody could take that away from us. And unfortunately, I was always looking across the ring with some really 5-star workers.
Which brings me to a final question here, Ricky. I mean, as far as you were just saying how you can't really get in the ring and compete anymore, if you could have one match and you were in your prime right now and you can fight someone maybe you never got in the ring with, who would you like to fight?
I don't hesitate in answering you, and that would be Shawn Michaels.
Oh, that would be amazing.
My second choice would be to have a nice program with Bret Hart. Last November the 6th, my friend, I celebrated 40 years of being in the wrestling business.
That's awesome. Congratulations to you. And great to see you still out doing the scene. This Saturday, Big Time Wrestling in Newburgh, you're going to be appearing, of course, a WWE Hall of Famer. Congratulations on that all these years later.
Yeah, class of 09.
Yep, 09.
Yeah.
There's going to be the Newburgh Street Fight. Anything goes. Rhino versus Sabu this Saturday. Brodus Clay versus Val Venus. The ladies will be wrestling. The meet and greet with Ricky and all the stars will happen. Photos and autographs 6 to 7:30. And then the wrestling action will happen at 7:30 p.m. That's the bell time. Big Time Wrestling this Saturday night in Newburgh at the Armory. And, Ricky, thank you so much for spending time with us today. And we're looking forward to seeing you this weekend.
Are you going to be at the show?
But we'll be there for sure.
All right. Well, bring your phone and we'll take a picture together.
Thank you so much.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye.